Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the Speed Phenom YouTube channel. Hope you had a great day. Today, I want to break down some really compelling Mustang news that, well, the internet has been getting riled up about for the past couple days. Now, there has been a teaser for a brand new model in the Mustang family, and it was shared by the CEO, Jim Farley, also people from the communications team, and it was really shown off during the 60th anniversary for Mustang. Therefore, it's legit, and I'm excited to break down what this new vehicle could possibly be. I have a few initial ideas running the back of my head right now, and it's really getting me thinking because if GTD is the pinnacle Mustang, right? Well, what is going to fill that void? Because not everyone is going to have, let's say, $300,000 or have the ability to get that vehicle. What is going to be the next high horsepower model? Well, the second high up model in the hierarchy would be the Dark Horse. And the Dark Horse is a very impressive Mustang. It's got a lot of performance for what it is. It's not supercharged. It's not turbocharged. It's a naturally aspirated Ford Mustang. So when you're looking at a 500 horsepower Mustang versus the 800 plus horsepower GTD, where is the middle ground car going to be? Is it going to be less than the GT 500 with sub 760 horsepower? Will it be more? It's kind of like, why would you throw out a vehicle that's got less power than the previous supercharged Mustang? It wouldn't make much sense if the replacement GT 500 had less horsepower, right? I think, and this is my opinion, this is very different than everyone else that I've been reading online. I don't think this is a GT 500. I don't think it's a pinnacle Shelby Mustang. And the reason why is because this. When the GT 500 came out for the S550 generation, and when I say S550, I'm referring to the previous life cycle Mustang from 2014 all the way to 2020, what was it, 2023? That was the final version, and they worked their way up because they originally had the Mustang, then they had the GT, the GT350, finally the GT 500. That was the pinnacle. It's the same kind of format that we saw with Chevrolet and the C7 Corvettes. You had the C7, you had the Z06, the Grand Sport, finally the last model year, you had ZR1. I believe if Ford is going to make a GT500, they're probably saving that until the very end, where they know this is the final model and we can make money by working our way up with different models people can buy. It's actually genius marketing, because what's going to make you continue to buy another and another and another Mustang? Or another Corvette and Corvette and Corvette. Look at me. I bought the C8 Stingray. I wanted a faster version. I had to wait. I had to work my way up from the standard base model. Then they came out with the Z06. What did I do? I got the Z06. What's my next idea now? I want to get the ZR1. I have to wait for it. That is a mindset. And if Ford understands that, and I think they do, they know that it's better to have vehicles progressively get faster and faster, have more power and performance throughout the years, because it allows for not only a whole new proposition for someone to buy, but it also allows for people to look at the brand and go, wow, that's something new. There's a brand new news feed drop, on my Bing dashboard of the next model Mustang, and it's got more performance in mind. Wow, I'm gonna go check it out. Everything ties in together when you work your way up with cars. However, you can also argue that that's not happening right now, because you have the Mustang GTD, a pinnacle Ford Mustang with a $300,000 price tag, and technically it replaces the Ford GT. I would not classify GTD truly in the same light as a S650 Mustang off the Flat Rock assembly plant. And I know quite literally the GTD is off the Flat Rock assembly plant, because they make the chassis from there and it goes all the way to Canada, a Multimatic, where they finish building off the Mustang. The reason I'm saying this is because where Flat Rock Mustangs are, have always originated, they are fully built there, right? And they leave that factory and they get shipped all around the country. These are everyman performance cars. I know they're getting very expensive. Everything's getting expensive nowadays, but still, it's not trying to be in the same competitor field as the Ferrari 296 or 750S McLaren. It's not a $300,000 car. And I do believe there's a massive audience for a $100,000 Ford Mustang, which has a lot of performance for the buck. We just gotta wait to see, and that's what we're gonna talk about today in this video, because to my left and you're right watching this feed, there's a green cover on a Ford Mustang, and so many things rush through my mind, and I'm sure so many things rush through your mind right now. Well, what could it be? And technically, aren't Mustang Cobras snakes? They're green, right? Hey, could it be a Shelby or a Mustang Cobra coming back? Here's a big pinnacle thought in my brain. What usually has always symbolized green for Ford? I quite literally only know one car, actually two vehicles that have always been green, and when you show it in green, it symbolizes something special for Ford. You have on one end of the table, you have the Mustang Bullitt, which is green. The Highlander green, is it? Correct me if I'm messing that one up, but I think it's Highlander green. And it's been a Mustang which has always found itself in generations, right? We had a Bullitt for S550. We had a Bullitt Mustang for, did we have it for S197? I don't know, but the generation before that, we had a Ford Mustang Bullitt, the Fox body. Could it be another generation Bullitt? I don't know. It looks pretty aggressive. Like, from what I can see, it's got the similar dimensions to the Dark Horse with a big spoiler out back. I'm curious, so would a Bullitt have a spoiler that big? Let me know, what do you think? Now, for the second option, and this is a kind of a drastic one, I know I said I don't think it's a GT500, but what if they do something that Ford has done recently where they repurpose a name? And they repurposed the Lightning name, right? You had the Ford Lightning, and it was a powerful hot rod truck for the street. Then, flash forward many years, Ford has an electric version, and they've used the name. What about them bringing back the Green Hornet? That would be pretty wild. I know that VIN 1 GT500, I think the owner of it was the individual who runs Barrett Jackson. He bought it. And he had them, the Ford team, paint it fully in green to match the livery or the paint job of the Green Hornet. A very rare, extremely rare, invaluable Ford Mustang from the 60s. I think it's a 68 EXP GT500. It's an experimental prototype vehicle originally, and it really was pretty cool. Hey, if they wanted to bring something back with a bang, and have a new name on the block, Green Hornet would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? I'm curious. What do you think in the comment section down below? So right away, I'm just trying to connect the dots here. We have a green cover. It doesn't look like it's got a wide body kit on it at all to me. That's just my opinion. The front end looks pretty flush, pretty straight. The back end reminds me very much of the Dark Horse. I could probably put a silhouette image of the Dark Horse right on top of that. I'm going to do it actually. Let's see. Does that look like a Dark Horse silhouette? Almost, right? It's probably something that is the next gradual step up the ladder. And if it is the next step up the ladder, what could it be though? What could it be? There's one final topic I want to mention. This is a shout out to many of the fellow automotive journalistic outlets out there, like Motor One. I saw this on MSN Autos. They were talking about journalists that have found out that the original file name that Ford shared, I think it was Jim Farley who shared the file, the photo, it was codenamed RTR Fun 03B. And why would they name it RTR? Well, there is the RTR, right? You have Von Gittin Jr., who has his custom builds for Ford Mustangs. What if they're using his name and they want to create a new lineage, a new lineup from Ford Motor Company? It's similar to what you saw back in the day with Shelby's, except Shelby was a completely different individual who was after Le Mans and going to the racetrack. The RTR, in my opinion, from what I understand with them, and I've tested quite a few of them, they're great, fun vehicles. However, RTR really comes from drifting, because that's what Von Gittin Jr. does. And he's worked extensively with Ford. So the third option I'm throwing at all of you is, could it have been titled this way because it is an RTR and it was just simply a mess up? When the team was creating the renders, were they really calling it that in the department? And it was just a simple error? Because that stuff happens, in the automotive industry. It happens all the time. I'm curious, please let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think it could be? I'm very excited to find out what's next with Ford in this vehicle. I'm also very excited to hear back with our Mustang GTD application. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll have it linked floating on the top of the screen right now. Make sure to check it out. I'm very excited about it, and I hope you enjoy the throwback video I created of an application video. It's getting a lot of attention, even on Instagram too. If you haven't followed me on Instagram yet, hey, please give me a follow. It's at Speed_Phenom. I'd love to share even more content and behind-the-scenes coverage that I don't get to put into full videos here on the channel. That, I think, wraps up today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I'm excited to hear what you had to say. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe for much more great content coming out your way, and hit the notification bell so you're up to date on all the new videos coming out. I'll see all of you in the next one. Thank you.